Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a baby update, which I have been wanting to do for the past several weeks. I missed his 4-month update. I did a 3-month update and I still have not seen the footage or edited or uploaded, but that's okay. I think I can just film these as I can and then edit and upload when I can, and at least I have the footage. So I really wanted to do monthly updates for him through his till he's 1 year old ideally, or I guess after 6 months, maybe every 2 months. I'm not sure, as much as I can do, but I missed his 4-month update. I'm almost gonna miss his 5-month update, but I'm gonna call this his 5-month update. He's about 5.5 months, which is okay. Between 3 and 5 months, he has changed quite a bit. He is just more alert, and like what he's doing now, looking around. He wants to definitely like grab things and hold things. Like if I ever have him sitting on my lap during dinner or when I'm eating, he'll want to grab the plate. And what's also another thing is, like when I'm breastfeeding him, for example, somehow he can sense it. Like if I'm eating while I'm breastfeeding, he will be able to like be facing my breast, obviously, but then his arm would be able to like reach out behind him, which is in front of me, and grab my plate while he's breastfeeding, not even looking. Like he's able to sense it. He's also, when he's breastfeeding, he also sometimes like looks around while he's breastfeeding, which means my nipple gets really pulled. I think the reason why I didn't do a 4-month update was because my update has been I've just been having a lot of breast issues over the past month plus. I got mastitis, or I was diagnosed with mastitis. I thought I had mastitis. Yeah, you happy, cat? I thought I had mastitis. Went to the doctor. Actually, she was a nurse practitioner, and then was diagnosed, started a antibiotic, which was a different one than I typically use because I'm using a different provider. And it was like working. It was like a 10-day prescription, and about like 7 days in, I was almost done with the prescription, like my breast, the nipple turned really inflamed and very red around the outside. And I was like, oh man, like I knew this. I had a feeling that something like this wasn't gonna work, because I was like just unsure about using this or taking this antibiotic that I hadn't normally taken, because I've had mastitis before in the past, and usually it's like a 7-day period and it usually clears. So then I went, and that fell on a Saturday when it got really inflamed, and then I went to urgent care. She prescribed me a different antibiotic. I stopped the other antibiotic and I went on a stronger one, and yeah, so it was like a second round of antibiotics. It kind of cleared up the red and everything, and then like I forget when, I think it was like while I was taking that second antibiotic, my other breast got red, and I was like, wait a minute, how is this happening? And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen, because I feel like stuff like this would happen to me at this time, because there's so many things going on. Of course, something like this would be added to my plate. And then so I went to a different provider. So this would be my 3rd provider, and this was a family practice provider. And I was thinking maybe he has thrush, and maybe he has thrush, maybe that's why this is happening or whatever. And I went to go see a family doctor so she could diagnose me and him, kind of look at both of us. But typically family doctors don't want to do that. They typically just want to see one patient at a time. But she quickly looked at me, she examined me, she's like, it's not thrush. I was like, are you sure, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like trying to like figure out all of like what is going on with what is going on with me, what is going on with breastfeeding, because breastfeeding up till that point was completely fine, was pretty much fine. I did get mastitis. I did get mastitis at the 1 month mark, but up until then it had been fine. And so she's like, it's not thrush, it's, you know, just keep, you know, finish your antibiotics, and you know, it's not thrush. So I did. The next day it was fine. She was like, it was probably a clogged duct. And I was like, well, I mean, it did feel better after I breastfed him or whatever. And then, so that was fine. And then there was like, and then I got hit by a train again. It felt like flu-like symptoms. And I'm like, I think this is, and then my breast got red again. And I was like, I think this is mastitis. So I went to seeing the same family doctor for my 4th visit. And it was like, she's like, it's not mastitis. I don't want to treat you again. My temperature was like 99 point something. So she was like, unless it's like 102, she doesn't want to treat me and or want to give me medication. And honestly, I didn't want to take medication either, because I had already been on 2 rounds of antibiotics. And sure enough, and I think what ended up happening was I didn't get a lot of sleep that day, because I had a headache all that day. And I think the night before I just didn't get enough sleep, which is, I think, interesting, because I've gone with not a lot of sleep with my kids before, but I never had, I don't usually get a headache with that. So I don't know, it's just been ongoing issues, and even to this day, it's not red. Like my breasts aren't red, and my nipples aren't inflamed or anything like that, but it does have sharp pains. And I think what it is a clogged duct. So I feel like every single time that I breastfeed, meaning like after every kid, I definitely learned something new. And the other thing is, I've been applying to jobs, and you know, I am anticipating having to pump. And I think that if I have to pump, I have to be prepared that I might have to supplement with formula before his one year mark. So at 1 year, they can start drinking cow's milk, but until then, they drink breast milk. In a couple weeks, when he turns 6 months, I will start introducing him to solid foods. And yesterday I bought some solid foods for him in anticipation of starting solid foods. And I think he's ready. I mean, he looks at our food, and he's always interested in our food and wants to grab it. Like I said earlier, like he wants to like grab the plate and stuff like that. As you can see, look at this guy. Yeah, he's standing so well. You're really strong, right? And you like to talk. You like to talk, mister? You like to talk? You like to have a conversation? And you like to have a conversation? You do. And he has ticklish spot, which is like here, right here, right? Is that your ticklish spot? And you go bum, bum, bum. And bum, 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 bum. He's getting really good at like upward dog, right? You are. He's where his arms are really straight up, and he's getting very, very much higher during tummy time. But you need to get your butt up, don't you? You need to get your butt up. He's starting to get his butt up. And here, let me I need to breastfeed him, because I think it's about time. I am trying to get him on a schedule. Yeah, it's about 11:15 right now. I am starting to try to get him on a schedule. I've always tried to get him on a schedule, but I'm trying to figure out what that schedule is, again, in anticipation of having to go back to work, and you know, trying to figure out if that transition to try to ease that transition, I mean. So I found recently that he can go without a nap, and usually I pick up my older daughter at 2, well, she gets out at like 3 o'clock, and I'll leave around maybe 2:40, and around 2:30-ish, and so around 2 to 2:30 he will want to take a nap. So usually he gets up around 7 or 8, and I will feed him around 8, because 8 is when I usually get back from dropping his 2 older siblings. And I'll feed him around 8, and then he'll probably get hungry around, so then I'll have like breakfast from like 9 to 10. I'm not eating 9 to 10, but I'm like doing work and things like that, like applying to jobs and working on other stuff. And then from 10 to 11 play, and then 11:30 he'll want to eat again, just like right now, and then play some more, and then feed again one more time before I go, like feed him one more time around like 2-ish, and then go pick up his older sister around 2:30. We'll leave to go pick her up, come back, and during that time, 2:30-ish, he will take a nap. And I've been able to put him down a couple of times in his crib, just put him down, which is the ideal, or I'll take him in the car seat and he'll sleep there. And then that'll give me time to spend with my older daughter, and then hopefully be able to take a shower, and then ideally go pick up my second daughter, second oldest child, and ideally bring her back, give her a shower, and then ideally he would wake up. But obviously he sometimes wakes up before that. And then, so yeah, he really only needs kind of one nap. I think that is the ideal, because if he takes a short nap in the morning, which he sometimes does, because if I'm going out and then he falls asleep in the car seat, he won't sleep as long, obviously, in the 2:30 area. So if he sleeps between 2:30 and 4:30, for example, that is the most ideal. And then he will stay up with us during dinner time, and then after dinner, and then I'll take the girls to bed. And I'm trying to get the girls to go to bed a little bit earlier, but that's obviously not working, even with daylight savings. So let's say we're doing nighttime, like bedtime stories and things like that, around 9. If he starts to get fussy, which he has been because of the daylight savings, I will start feeding him then, and then finish feeding him after I put them to bed. And he'll be ideally in his crib between 10 and 10:30. Ideally closer to 10:15. And before I was like falling asleep, so I wouldn't have to like totally wake up, and I would have to wake up around 11 or 12, depending on when I wake up after having fallen asleep. And that would kind of destroy me. Not destroy me, but like it would be really hard, I think, really hard on me. So what I've been trying to do is stay up 10 to 10:30 so I can put him down to bed and then have a longer night's sleep. So that's how he is now. He's also, so back to his tummy time, so I'm trying to like work on lifting his butt up to get him in the crawl position. And then I'm also working on him sitting up. So I have some Instagram stories to show you regarding those. And then, what else? He is starting to just kind of talk. Like he likes to talk, he likes when I talk, like when people talk to him, not just me. And he kind of like responds. He's really good waking up in the morning. He doesn't cry. Like that's not how he wakes up in the morning. He just kind of opens his eyes and waits until I get to him. Now, if he sees me, if he's like being quiet for a little, he's awake and quiet for a little bit, and he sees me and I see him, I make eye contact with him, and I pass him by and I don't pick him up, that's when he'll cry. So again, he's not really a crybaby, but it's typically because I just can't pick him up right away. And I think that's about it. He's getting more hair, but as you can see, he kind of has like this bald spot, but he's getting more hair than his last update. And anything else, mister? I think that's about it. I don't want to make this video too long. I do want to try to film one more video, so I will end it here, and in a couple of weeks I will be filming his 6-month update. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you are not subscribed already. All of my links will be down below. I am mostly on Instagram other than YouTube, but even Instagram I haven't been posting as often as I would like. But yeah, just another video to explain why. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're having an awesome day, and please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.